Emily worked every day, cleaning homes, washing clothes, and cooking for others. People laughed at her. 5 kids and no money, they said. But she smiled. Money is not everything, she would say. My children are my world. She used to give her food to the kids. She drank only water sometimes, but she never let them sleep hungry. Even in pain, Emily had a dream. She wanted all 5 children to go to school. People said, "Girls don't need school. Let the boys study." But Emily said, "My girls will fly. My son will lead with kindness. All 5 will rise." She worked harder. She saved every coin. The kids studied under a street light when they had no electricity. One day Mia, the youngest girl, cried, "Mom, I need books. Everyone has books. I have none." Emily sat alone that night and cried too. She sold her only blanket. She bought Mia her books. Cold nights came, but the fire inside her heart was warmer than any blanket. Liam, the only son, Mi enang zaz. Her broken shoes, her bleeding hands, her tired eyes. He said, "Mom, I will work too. I'll become someone who makes you proud." He studied hard. He worked at night, delivered newspapers, helped in shops. He never gave up. Ava wanted to be a teacher. Ella dreamed to be a nurse. Sophie wanted to be a fashion designer. Mia dreamed of becoming a pilot. Emily said, "I believe." Ava opened a small school for village kids. Ella got a scholarship and became a nurse. Sophie designed dresses for a local store. Mia, she got selected for flying school. Liam became an engineer. He built a beautiful home for Emily. On her birthday, he handed her a gift, a gold chain. "Mom," he said, "this is not gold. This is love, respect, and your strength." All 5 kids stood around Emily. They kissed her hands. Emily cried. Not from pain, but from pride. The small village was no longer the same. Where once people whispered about Emily's poverty, now they spoke her name with respect. People said, "That's the woman who raised 5 stars." But Emily, she remained the same, kind, humble, and full of love. She still woke up early, swept her small front yard, and made tea for anyone who stopped by. "You don't need to be rich to have a warm heart," she often said, with a soft smile. One morning, Ava, now a proud teacher, came home with a bright face. "Mom, this school is having its first anniversary, and you, Mom, was guest of honor." Emily blinked. "Me?" Ava hugged her tightly. "Yes, Mom. You gave us education, now you'll bless other kids too." On the day of the event, Emily wore a simple green dress. The school children clapped loudly as she entered. She had no big speech. She just said, "Books are light. Give this light to every child." Tears flowed from many eyes that day. One cold winter night, Sophie returned home holding a big box. "Mom, I made something special." Emily opened it. Inside was a soft, colorful blanket. Sophie whispered, "You once gave up your blanket to buy our books. Now, I made one with love for you." Emily covered herself with it that night. She cried quietly, not from sadness, but from remembering every moment of sacrifice, and how it bloomed into joy. Ella, the nurse, worked far from home, but one day she returned. Not alone, she brought a health team with her. "Mom, I brought doctors for our village. Many people here suffer in silence. But no more. For 2 days Emily's home became a mini clinic. The old, the weak, the poor, all received free medicine and checkups. Emily sat with them, holding hands, offering water and wiping tears. Helping one heart, she said, can heal 100 hearts. Mia sent a letter one day. Inside was a photo of her, wearing a pilot's uniform. Emily stared at it for a long time. She kissed the picture. She really flew, she whispered. She really touched the sky. Mia came home a month later, but this time she brought her plane ticket with 2 names, Emily and Mia. Mia. Mom, Mia said, now you fly with me. Mia said, now you fly with me. It was Emily's first time on a plane. She held her daughter's hand tightly. As they took off, Emily looked out the window, eyes full of wonder. She laughed. So, this is how clouds look from above. Mia smiled. Yes, Mom, this is your world now too. Liam called a family meeting. All 5 siblings gathered. He stood up with a paper. Mom never lived for herself, he began. She gave everything to us. Now it's our turn. He showed them the plan. A foundation in their mother's name, the Emily Hope Foundation. A place for poor children to get books, food, clothes, and dreams. The foundation started in a small building, but soon it became big. People from nearby towns came to help. They donated books, clothes, toys, and money. And every week Emily came and sat with the children. She told them stories, listened to their dreams, and reminded them, you are not small. Emily smiled and said, with love. Only love. One day, a letter came from the city. It was from the president's office. Emily was to receive the National Mother's Medal, the highest honor for motherhood in the country. Her children dressed her in a beautiful white dress. Her hands shook as she stepped on the stage. Thousands clapped. She stood quietly, and then said just one line, I'm not special, I'm just a mother who didn't stop walking. Emily didn't want riches. She didn't want gold, she just wanted peace, and she found it. She sat in her small garden each morning, sipping tea, watching flowers bloom. Her son called daily. Her daughters visited every week. Laughter filled her home. One night, under the stars, she said quietly to herself, my life was full of pain, but also full of purpose. She closed her eyes, resting on the blanket her daughter made, hearing the distant sound of Mia's plane, the village school bell, and children's laughter. Before Emily passed away years later, she left a note in her diary. To every mother reading this, don't let the world stop your dream. You may have nothing, but you have everything when you have love. Raise your children with courage. They will build you a world of